Okay, so Friday review today. Let's go over let's go over what we got today. Um so in general we did have one setup. It's on the 5 minute, but didn't take it. Yeah, so going into the day, this is the macro time that we want to take trades in, right? So just mark that out really quick. Have ES right here. Um, so right off the bat, right, we got clean action right before market open that swept out these news lows. I want to see how it reacted from that. So yeah, we swept, but then we retraced and then we displaced down again. So what I wanted to see during this macro was us coming to this 5 minute. Sorry, sorry, we had this 5 minute and 15 minute gap. Wasn't a 15 minute. No, no, it was a 50, yeah, it was a 15-minute gap right there. So I want to see us retrace into there, and then I would take my setup right here. Uh, yeah, so if I take a short right here, probably stop right here and target London lows. That would have been the trade for the day. Um, but what happened right here was we got this initial displacement right here. And so I took that as a market structure shift, and then we had this fair value gap inside the macro. So I didn't necessarily expect price to go all the way back up here. I thought that was going to be the breakaway gap, and we were just go down from here. But what I did not take into account, um, this is next week. What I did not take into account was we had 8:30 news, red folder, right? But then we had 10 a.m. Orange folder news. And this has happened like twice now recently where orange folder news, it's not supposed to drop pretty heavy, it's not supposed to change the market too much. But like the last times we've had this revised consumer sentiment, uh it has drastically changed and like moved the market a lot. So going into the future, any yellow orange folder, I mean orange folder news, I'm just gonna wait for it to drop. Or if I'm in a trade, I'm going to definitely put my stops to break even because it does just jump right up and down. Um, you can't see it on here, but this 10 a.m. right, my entry was right here and stops were here and take profit doesn't really matter. But literally I got filled and instantly got shot up. And this was weird. On the micros, price like immediately went up, but then on the normal contracts, it didn't. It took a longer time to go. So I don't know what was the deal with that. They should be the same, micro is just a smaller unit to trade with, but it wasn't. So I'm not sure why that happened, to be honest. But both of them got stopped out eventually. But because of that volatility, right, and we came all the way up here, I should have waited for I should have waited for another market structure shift and then enter out the fair value gap. Um, or waited for this 5 minute gap to get hit. Um, which hindsight would have been a very good trade. Um, during these choppier conditions, it's a lot higher probability if you take higher time frame trades than lower time frame because price just sweeps when it shouldn't sweep. It displaces in directions where it shouldn't displace. Um, but yeah, anyways, like that, I honestly should not have taken that trade. Basically my mentor did, but I wasn't confident because I saw the way that ES was chopping and was not corresponding. ES was right here, right? You see, we literally went side like we didn't go up or down whatsoever. We went let me get this right. 807 to 809. We moved 2 points for like 2 points for 20 minutes up and down on ES. So I saw that and like if I was on my own account, right? I would not have taken that because I want to see corresponding between both the pairs. Um but like I don't care about the fund that I'm on right now, so I took it anyways. If I did pass that challenge, I would not have taken that like with my own funds. Um but like just because I don't care about my account at all, I just take trades that I'm not even confident in. And I'm happy I'm noticing this now because like even though my mentor is taking it, if I don't like the conditions it's in, I shouldn't take it, even if it's on a funded. Um, so just from now on, like if I don't like the trade and my mentor does it, I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna tape read it and learn from it, see if it works out, see if it doesn't. Because this week, this whole entire week, I've had I think three losses and one win. Overall, I'm up on the week though because that one win was huge, but still, those three losses, I could have avoided all of them because before entering on every single one of them, I felt that this shouldn't be a trade that I should take. I should not take this trade right now. It's not high probability, but my mentor did. And so I took it. But from now on, if I'm not confident on it, I will tape read it and I will not put the risk on the table because that's just stupid. Because I've been right this whole entire week on when I should put on risk and when I shouldn't. But I still put on risk when I shouldn't because I did not care about the account. So even if I don't care about the account going forward, I'm just not going to risk because I don't want to build those bad habits. Um, but yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. This is the most optimal trade entry. Only problem is I got stopped out right here, so like I couldn't take this trade. But looking on the 5 minute, it really was super clean. We got displacement below this low, swept out these news lows, displacement below that. We got a pull back to the inefficiency. Um, and then yeah, we like dropped all the way down here. We might this is previous day lows right here. We might go down there, but I don't expect it just because it's a Friday. But yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm not even gonna look at PM session. So, But yeah, that was that trade. And then let's see if there was one at 10:45. Yeah, let me move this John real quick. Move this thing to 10:45 to 10:50. Right. Now, looking at this, we had this high right here, and we still weren't correlated. And I saw ES displaced towards that high, and we were going down on a Nasdaq, and like I noticed that just weren't correlated. Nasdaq's draw on liquidity was lower, but ES's draw on liquidity was higher. So like you don't trade during that. I didn't trade during that in this case. And what do you know? It ended up working out. But like I just have to think in the long term for probabilities. Probabilities, this most likely will never work every single time. Um, and it just happened to work this time, but I can't let that influence my decisions to take bad trades consistently because over time I just won't be profitable with that. Um, but yeah, if they were correlated, we had this low right here. Let's see if we tapped into some sort of gap. No. No, we didn't tap into any sort of gap. So there was no high time frame PD array that we came into. Literally the only confluence that we had here was we we swept liquidity right here. Let's see if we have a yeah, we swept liquidity. We had a SMT right here actually. So yeah, the SMT, and then we got displacement and then a fair value gap in the macro. Stop would be at the SMT high. Yeah, probably 25 handles. It's like about right there, and then TP would have been London lows. So if price is correlated, because at this point, like ES didn't actually sweep it, but we came this close, so we just created equal highs. But since we came that close, I wasn't confident that we wouldn't retrace and then go back up, so I wasn't going to take that trade. And yeah, it did end up working out, but like again, this is during the macro time, and it was so slow. I would have entered I would have entered 10:51 and I would have hit my TP at 11:50. So it would have taken a full hour to hit my take profit, and it's just not efficient. You want to take trades during efficient price action. Today wasn't efficient. Today wasn't correlated. Um, and we hit all the weekly objectives. So yeah, but going forward, um, definitely want to keep in mind these 5 minute setups because these 5 minute setups I've noticed work pretty well. Um, yeah, just got to keep in mind that the 5 minute time frame is also a good entry to take. You can just take an entry off the 5 minute. Um, if I were to enter right here, I'm going over it again, but I just want to make sure I understand it. Uh, that would have been my stop. I probably would have my stop right here, to be honest. I probably just would have done a 25 handle stop and then target here and then target there. So that should have been that should have been the trade. Um, but honestly, I don't even know if I would have taken that because of the volatility that 10 a.m. news came with. I wouldn't have been sure that we weren't just gonna come out, sweep these highs once more, and then drop down. So if there wasn't any 10 a.m. news, this setup probably would have worked, or we came back up and then displays, and then I would enter there. But 10 a.m. news kind of fucked me. Orange folder. Um, yeah, so I just won't. So learning lessons from today, right? If I'm not confident in it, I'm not going to take it on my account, even if I don't care about the account. It's going to create terrible habits, and I don't want to, create those habits. I need to trust in myself because this whole entire week, when I felt something was off, I was right about it. Something was off, and then I got stopped out. Um, but if I feel good about a trade, if everything's correlated and we have clean SMTs, same draw on liquidity on both pairs and clean market share shift, good risk. I like that should be the setups that I'm taking. I'm taking too many bad setups, hoping that they will win. But yeah, because I felt bad about it. Like I felt like, oh, this trade isn't gonna work. But my mentor went in. I still went in because I know he has more experience. But it doesn't matter if he has more experience. If I am taking the trade, I need my own conviction. So yeah, going into the next week. Next week is pretty shitty actually. We have two FOMC events. We have like PMI. We just have a lot of news and like it doesn't look too good next week. Yeah, so we have Powell speaking again on Monday. So trading before Powell is risky, and trading after Powell or during Powell, because me speaking throughout the whole entire PM session is also risky. So no trades on Monday probably, unless morning session happens to be really clean price action. I'll look at it just because of the Chicago PMI. If price action is clean and it's not like choppy, I'll probably take a trade if I see a clean setup. But I do expect it to be choppy, so we'll see. Tuesday, PMI job openings. This would be fine this day, but we have NFP the day after. So this is lower probability, and so I can't risk as much as I want. Just because of statistics, I'm gonna lose more often the day before NFP. So half risk, half risk. NFP day, half risk. PMI, unemployment claims. Okay, that's cool. But we have NFP again on Friday. Day before NFP, you have to half risk. Day of NFP, half risk. So every single day, having my risk because I don't expect very good price action. If I don't see exactly what I want, I'm not going to enter too. So even if I see the most perfect setup, I'm going to be able to enter half risk. So I don't expect big profits next week, but I also shouldn't be focusing on money. I should just be focusing on my trading skill. So focusing on the trading skill, we'll see how price action is because my biggest thing is noticing market conditions, getting pretty good at it. But I'm still putting risk on for some reason just because I want to see if it works out. There's no reason why I should do that. I should be tape reading that and then taking the setups that I am 100%, not 100% confident in, but I know is 100% a good setup to take. Um, but yeah, that's it for the week, and um, not looking forward to the next week, but we'll see how price action is, and yeah.